Are you thinking about becoming a real estate agent in the state of Oklahoma, but you just don't know where to start? Well, in this video, I'm going to go through a complete step-by-step guide so you know all the steps to get your real estate license and start your new real estate career. My name is Chris. I've been a licensed real estate agent for the past 10 years. I'm also a team leader and real estate coach that's been able to help hundreds of people get started and get their license. Before we dive into the video, I do want to tell you about our real estate license starter kit. It's completely free to download and has everything in this video plus a lot more. So make sure to click the link down below in the description and get your copy of it today. I think you'll really enjoy it. Also, make sure to check out the link to my favorite real estate school. The reason I like this school so much is they have a pass or don't pay guarantee. And what this means is they stand behind their work and they really believe they can help you succeed. So if you want to check out their classes, there is an affiliate link down below where you'll be able to access different sales and discounts. So make sure to check that out as well. Okay, so the very first step to getting your real estate license in Oklahoma is meeting some of the basic requirements. The first one is you must be 18 years old or older, and you must have a high school diploma or a GED. Another one of the requirements that you must meet is you must be a US citizen or legal US resident. And another important note is that you must be able to pass a background check. So if there's something in your record that might prevent you from getting licensed, make sure to reach out to the Real Estate Commission and have that conversation ahead of time. Step number 2 is completing your real estate pre-licensed education classes. In the state of Oklahoma, you're required to complete 90 hours of state-approved pre-licensed education. Now, I know 90 hours sounds like a ton of time to commit to classes, and it truly is, especially if you have a busy lifestyle or another job. So the good news is you can do these classes in person, or you can also do them online. I actually recommend the online option because you have all the flexibility that you need to get these done. And you also get access to instructors and all the support that you would want in order to feel confident in passing the exam. Now, in these classes, you're going to learn a ton of new things. These 90 hours are not going to go to waste. You're going to learn real estate law, real estate finance, real estate math. These are all good things that you're going to need when you get your real estate license and you're out in the field actually helping clients. Once that's complete, you're going to move on to the next step, which is scheduling and passing your real estate exam. Now, in the state of Oklahoma, it's all done through PSI exams. To schedule your exam, you can give them a call or you can go on their website and schedule there. Now, on test day, you're going to want to bring a couple major things. The first thing is a basic non-scientific calculator for the math portion of the exam. And you're also going to want to bring 2 forms of identification. This can be a US passport, a debit card, a credit card, even your driver's license will work. Once that's done, you're going to walk in and begin your exam. And you're probably wondering, how is the actual exam? What is it like? Well, it's multiple choice, and that's the good news. And you actually have 2 different exams. You have a state portion of the exam and a national portion of the exam. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, like, what's it going to be like when I actually get into the exam and start doing my test? Well, the good news is the test itself is all multiple choice. So make sure to read each question multiple times before you submit your final answer, because sometimes these questions are written in a tricky way. And unfortunately, a lot of people fail the exam because they rush through it. The truth is you have plenty of time to complete this exam. In fact, most people finish early. So make sure you read each question multiple times before you submit your final answer. Another important thing to note is that there's 2 different exams. You have a state portion of the exam and a national portion of the exam. You have to pass both of these to actually get your license. Now, if you fail one and pass the other, you just have to come back and take the part that you failed. Now, a passing score is 70% or higher. So if you did fail the exam, don't beat yourself up, because a lot of people that are super successful failed the exam multiple times. So it doesn't mean you're going to be a bad agent. It just means you need to study harder and give this a second try. Now, if you did pass the exam, it's definitely time to celebrate because you're one step closer to actually getting your real estate license. Once you pass your exam, it's time to move on to the next step, which is doing your fingerprinting and your background check. In the state of Oklahoma, this is all done through IdentoGO. And you're going to want to complete this before you submit for your license application. And that takes us to our next step, which is doing the actual application. And we're going to do this through the Oklahoma Real Estate Commission. Now, the most important thing to know is what you actually need to do to actually send this application out. So what we're going to do is we're going to package everything we've done up so far and send it out with your application. So first, starting with our completed real estate pre-licensed education classes, keep in mind these classes have to be state approved. And the ones that I mentioned down in the description below with the affiliate link is state approved. So make sure if you're going to do classes, make sure they are state approved. So once you have that, you're going to get your passing score for your real estate exam, showing that you passed the exam. And then we're going to get your fingerprinting and your background check. We're going to put this all together and we're going to send it out with your license application. Next, we move on to picking our sponsoring broker. Now, this is one of the most important parts of the process because if you pick the wrong brokerage, you might end up in a situation where you don't get the support, you don't get the mentorship, and you don't get the training you need. And you could set yourself way back, or worst case scenario, you might fail out of the business. So I want to give you a couple important questions to ask before you choose your sponsoring broker. The very first one is, what kind of mentorship and training do you provide specifically for new agents? Are they going to give you access to a mentor one-on-one, or are they just going to give you some generic classes to take and hope for the best? These are two very different things. And if you do have access to a mentor, you want to ask them, how often can you reach out to that mentor? Because when you're in the middle of a deal, say it's on the weekend, say it's a Sunday night, can you call that mentor? Or are you going to be left on your own to figure it out? Because believe me, I've been there and it's very stressful. So make sure you find a mentor that's going to be there to support you and help you through your first couple deals. Also, another important thing to know is you want to ask them if they have any classes specifically for brand new agents. This is very important because new agents are just starting their business. They're just, starting out in the field. And if they don't have something specific for new agents, they might put you in classes with top producers that are just doing different things, and it might not help you get your business off the ground. So make sure to ask that question. Another important question to ask is, how are you going to help me market and grow my business? The reality is, a lot of real estate agents fail. And the reason they fail out of the business is because they can't figure out how to get new clients. They can't figure out how to make consistent sales. And you want to go to a brokerage that's going to help you grow your business in a way that you want to grow your business, that you believe will actually help you succeed. So make sure you ask those questions. Also, if you want real estate leads, make sure to ask the question if they have teams in their office that you can apply for that might supply those leads. Now, you can buy your own leads and be a solo agent, and that's perfectly good. I did that when I started. But if you want to join something that provides leads, to get your business off the ground, and that's the route you want to go, you want to definitely ask the question and see if there's any teams within the office that provide that. And the last question you want to ask is about the fees and the commission splits. Now, I want to start with the first thing. That's the monthly fees associated with being a part of that office. Keep in mind, these fees are going to be charged to your account whether you're closing deals or you're not. Some brokerages have no monthly fee. Others have a couple $100 a month monthly fee, depending on where you decide to go. But this is a very important question because as a new agent, you might not have business coming in on a regular basis, and those fees can get very expensive if you're not closing deals. The next thing I would ask is, what are the commission splits? Now, commission splits are something that you should know, but it should not be your top priority. I would much rather have you go to a brokerage where you're getting support, mentorship, training, and you build this great business than a place that gives you a high commission split but no support and you just end up doing nothing anyway. Because at the end of the day, 100% of nothing is still nothing. So I highly suggest you ask this question. And one of the best ways to ask the question is, if I make a $10,000 commission, how much of that do I actually get to keep? And that will cut through all the noise, because sometimes there's royalty fees and things that get wrapped into commission splits that they might not really be fully transparent about. So make sure to ask that question and find out exactly how much you're going to net. Now that you have all the actual steps to getting licensed, you probably have some questions. So I want to go through and answer some of the top questions that I get on a regular basis. First one is, how much does it actually cost to get your Oklahoma real estate license? Well, that really all depends on what classes you choose, if you decide to upgrade into any exam prep tools, and also what brokerage you decide to go with. But I'll give you a quick range. I would estimate anywhere between $700 and $1,000 to get this done. The next question I get asked is, how long does it actually take to get your real estate license? Well, in Oklahoma, you're looking at 90 hours of real estate classes, and this can take some time. So I would estimate anywhere between 8 to 12 weeks to get this done. So you will have to be committed and dedicated, and some people finish it a little bit sooner, but I would say if you're focused, you can get it done pretty quick and start your new career. The third question I get is the test actually hard? And the reality is, a lot of people do fail the exam, but you don't have to. There are so many great exam prep tools out there right now that will help you build the confidence you need to pass on test day. In fact, I remember back when I was doing my exam, I was just reading through this boring textbook, and I was thinking to myself, like, how am I going to pass this exam? This is so boring and I'm not retaining any of the information. Eventually, I found a real estate exam prep tool and that helped me build the confidence that I needed because I got to do exam simulations and I got to go on the computer and learn in a much more interactive way. And this really helped me build the confidence I needed to pass on test day. So if you want to check out an exam prep tool that I recommend, it's called Compucram. There is an affiliate link down below where you can check out that exam prep tool. I think it will definitely help you build that confidence that you need. And the last question is, can I do this part-time? And the reality is so many people do it part-time, and that's the best part about real estate. You can build this business how you want to build it, and it's entirely flexible. There are so many agents that start out part-time and eventually become full-time. And then there are agents that just stay part-time and they help a couple extra clients per year. And they're totally happy doing that. Also, if you're looking to build a big income and a big business, that's an option as well. I know so many top producers that make multiple six figures per year. So the best thing about real estate is you have options and you have flexibility because this is your own business. And that's one of the things that I love about it that attracted me to it right off the bat. Now, I'm sure you have some more questions, so make sure to drop them down in the comment section below and I'll get back to you ASAP. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel because I have more content coming out all about building your real estate career and starting your real estate career. So make sure to subscribe for more videos all about that. And make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Thanks again for tuning in.